students, in our previous video we have seen the example 1.6. Now I'm going to explain example 1.7 of your NCERT book of class 12 from electric charges and fields. And this example will give you more clarity of example 1.6. Okay. So here also it has given a equilateral triangle which is ABC. We have marked the points, and in vertex again the charge are placed, that is plus Q and minus Q, and the sides are L. So we know that all angle will be 60 degree, and it is saying to find out the forces in each and every points. So first we will try to find the force in this point, that is A. In point A, the force, two forces are going to apply. First we'll apply it from this, that is point C, which is minus Q. So definitely the force will get attracted towards this. So direction of force will be this. And from this point, B has also putting some force on this, and that will be repulsive force because both charges are similar. So the direction will be this side. Okay. Now in point A, suppose first we will find the force on A because of B. That will be FAB. So simply we will apply Coulomb's law, that is K into Q1 into Q2, Q into Q. So that will be Q square upon, this is length between the charges is L. So this will be L square. Okay, and we will take the mode of FAB. If there will be a negative sign, if in case, so that will become positive. Now second is because of C, so that will be FAC, force FAC. Force are applied on A because of this C charge. So again K into, this is plus Q, this is minus Q. So it will become minus Q plus minus minus, that will be minus Q square upon L square. Again we will take the mode. So that will be FAC and it will become positive. So this will be KQ square upon L square. You are saying this expressions are similar. So we simply take it FAB equal to FAC equal to F. And F is equal to KQ square upon L square. We have just assumed that this will be equal to F, and value of F is the same expression. Okay, just note it down or take a screenshot because I am going to rub it. Now we got these points. Now the net force on this point will be net force on A will be addition of both forces, the vector sum of both forces, that will be FAB plus FAC, and the resultant force will be in this direction. This will be the resultant force. If it is 60 degree angle, so this angle will be, the whole angle will be 180 degrees. So we subtract the 60 with 180, that will be 120. So this angle will be 120. So we will apply the parallelogram law. We simply apply the parallelogram law. So by this law it will become FAB square FAC square plus 2 FAB into FAC, FAB into FAC cos 120, because angle of between this is 120. So simply we will put the value. We are simply putting F on the place of FAB. So this will be F square. This will be F square. Again this is equal to F plus 2F into F, and the value of cos 120. What is the value of cos 120? Minus 1 by 2. So this will become 2F square, 1F square plus 1F square will be 2F square, plus this 2 and 2 will be cancelled out, and this minus will multiply with this and will become minus, and this will be minus F square, and 2F square minus F square will be F square. So the net force on point A is root of S square, which is F. Okay, so we have found the value of net force on point A, that will be F. We are just simply marking here. Now similarly we will find the force on point B. And what is the value of F? That is K into Q square upon L square. Okay, you just remember this value which we have already found it. Now we will find out the force on point B. So again it will be the sum of this force and this force, and first of all this is minus, so the force will attract and will, the position and direction will be upward, and here the force is going to repel to each other because this is positive, so it will apply in this direction, and this is the force BA and this is the force BC. This will be the resultant force, that will be F. Again, because the angle will be similar, if it is 60 degrees, so it will be again 120 degree. So we will again apply the parallelogram law. So we will find this F, which we have already found in this expression. Why? Because angles are similar. If we will find out the force FBA, that will be, this is the mode of FBA, that will be KQ square upon L square, and the again FBC, that will be KQ square upon L square. So all expressions are similar and angles are similar. So by applying the parallelogram law, we will find the same expression, that will be F. That is clear? Okay, now next is, so again in this point the net force will be F. So what will be the value of F? Same value, K into Q square upon L square. This will be the value. Okay, now next we should find the force on point C. The marker is not working properly. Force on point C. Again it will negative, it is positive, it will get attracted towards this, it will get attracted towards this. So force will apply in downward direction. You can see. So the force on point C, because of A, that will be force CA. So again it will be, we are taking mode, we are directly taking mode, so it will become positive. KQ square, this is Q, this is Q, Q into Q, Q square upon The length between both points, both charges is L square. Again the force because of point B, that will be CB, FCB, and it will be again KQ square upon L square, and which we have already marked. The value of this is, we assumed F, so again it will be F. So now we will take the resultant of both forces to find out the net force on point C. I'm going to rub it. So the resultant force will be on point C. Again we will apply the parallelogram law. We will join these lines and we will apply the parallelogram law. So this will be mode of FC A square plus FC B square plus 2FCA FCBB cos. Now the angle between this is 60 degree because this is equilateral triangle, so all angles are 60 degree, so this angle will be 60 degree. So cos 60, we will simply mark here cos 60. FCA is equal to F, so we simply write it F square plus FCB is again equal to F, that will be F square under the root plus, the marker is not working, 2 FCA FCB cos 60. This will be again 2F into F, and the value of cos 60 is half. This 2 cancel out, so it will become F square plus F square plus this will be F square, so this will become 3F square. We simply make it out from the root, that will be F root 3. So the resultant force on point C will be root 3 into, what was the value of F? We will simply put it, that is KQ square upon L square. In the value, in the place of K, you can also write the 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, because the value of K is, expression is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught simply. Okay, so this will be root 3 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into Q square by L square. This will be the expression of example 1.7, where we were finding the forces on the vertex point and we have found it. Now the term is, before this we have seen one term, permittivity in Coulomb's law. When we open the expression of K, we have write this, marker is again not working, let me change it. The expression of K is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, where epsilon naught was the permittivity. Now we are seeing the permittivity. Permittivity in free space, because where we have placed the point charge in vacuum. In Coulomb's law, the both charges were placed in vacuum. So epsilon naught is very less in free space, because the force was high. And what is the relation? That is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Q1 Q2 upon R square. So the epsilon naught is inversely proportional to the force. So if we will increase the force, epsilon naught will get decreased. If we'll increase the epsilon naught, force will get decreased. They are inversely proportional to each other. So this is the relative permittivity in free space, epsilon naught. The value of permittivity in a space is very less because force is very large. Okay, we get a strong force in free space, and if we will move to other medium, the force will get decrease and permittivity will get increase. So every medium having their different permittivity. And there was one term that is relative permittivity. That is relative permittivity, which we have simply denoted by epsilon r. So the relation is epsilon r with the medium, and free space permittivity, that is epsilon m upon epsilon naught, where the epsilon m is permittivity in any medium, permittivity in any medium, and this epsilon naught is permittivity in free space, which has a constant value which we know, that is 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12 Coulomb square upon Newton meter square. Okay, so if any numerical question, this will help to solve any numerical. Sometime this kind of numericals also come in board exams, so it will help you. If they have given, if any numerical, there will be two values or one value could be mentioned. Maybe they will mention the permittivity of any medium, of glass, of water, and they will tell you to find the permittivity, relative permittivity. So with this expression, by this value, you should remember this value. By using this value and the value which will the question will given to you, you can directly find out the relative permittivity of any medium. Okay, so this is the relation. So this is fields. We have done electric charges, where we have seen the charges, conservation of charge, quantization of charge, force between multiple points, multiple charges, Coulomb's law, permittivity, relative permittivity, some examples of related to Coulomb's law. Now we will see the electric field. Okay, suppose this is plus Q charge are placed in some region in some field. Okay, and this is the point charge Q naught, that is called test charge. It is also called test charge. It is moving towards this direction. Okay, it is freely moving towards this direction and it come in this point, and after this point it is trying to enter in this region, but this plus Q has applied some force, some electrostatic force, and because of this force it get repelled. This charges get repelled, and this region is not allowing it to enter, because this is the region is called electric field. This is the electric field which has been created by this positive charge around it. It has created by this positive charge, and this region is not allowing to enter this charge, and in this point this Q naught charge is feeling some force because of this Q, this positive Q. So this is the lines which are going to radiate outwards, and creating the electric field. Suppose this is negative charge Q. Okay. Now again this point charge Q naught, this testing charge Q naught is freely moving here with its constant speed, whatever it is. Now it come in this point and it gets some force, it felt some force, and which were we attracting this Q naught, highly attracting to this Q naught, and because of this minus Q, it is applying that electrostatic force that will be attracting to Q naught, highly attracting to Q naught. So this has created a one reason, that is also electric field. Because of this minus Q, they have their impact on this region, right? And this is electric field because of this minus Q, which is called radiate inward. This is radiate inward. This is attracting all the charges. If we will place any other charge, it will get attracted in this region, highly attracted. So this all region is called electric field because of this minus Q, and this is electric field. This region is electric, is applying a field because of this plus Q. Okay, so what formula it has given to us, that is E. E is the electric field. We will apply because it has direction, so this is vector quantity. So E equal to, what is this applying? It is applying a force. Or to whom it is applying? It is applying a force to this point charge, that is Q naught. So the E equal to F upon Q naught. In F, because it is applying force and applying the force between two charges, so their Coulomb's law will be valid. So we will directly put the formula of Coulomb's law, that will be K Q, this is plus Q, Q naught upon Q naught. Suppose it has some distance L, that is L square, Q naught will be cancelled out. So the electric field, what we will get, E equal to KQ upon L square. This is simply the electric field for any point charge. Any point charge which is placed in any certain point which has distance L. Okay, this is clear. So what will be the SI unit of electric field? That will be force Newton upon for charge Coulomb. So this is the SI unit of electric field, that is Newton per Coulomb.